Oh man, so COTI is on the move. It's up 9% now. Let's take a look at this critical pattern that it's just broken out of on the 4-hourly chart. So we can see we made the video yesterday and we said COTI has now, after getting rejected from the 66 cent level, has now entered this downward channel. And it was precariously falling down here. We flipped bearish below the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly chart, and we were heading to this buy zone which I created to say, look, we've got some resistance at 49. That's our next major level of resistance, but anywhere between 53 and 49, I'm willing to buy this dip. And I mentioned why, from a fundamental perspective and even a technical perspective, why I think it won't be long before COTI is heading higher. Now, just to remind you of the zoomed out position, because it's easy to forget when we're on the shorter charts, we form this massive cup and handle pattern, right? That wedge from the handle, we got the breakout and we reached our target at 57, right? The longer term target of the cup and handle takes you all the way to 81. That's the measured move on a cup and handle pattern. So we have a big price target here and we're well on our way to achieving that, right? But we keep getting stumbled by this 66 cent mark from our technical analysis. Now, from a fundamental point of view, I've made it very clear that this is a platform that's going on from strength to strength. The fundamentals on this are great. Cardano allowed them to be the issuer of JED, the stable coin, which will pay the gas fees on the network. They've partnered with Ardana, who are the stable coin provider on Cardano as well. So we know COTI is involved. They power AdaPay, and now through AdaPay, because of the partnership with Ardana, you can pay using DUSD as well. So these are really big things, and we can spend a lot of time going into the fundamentals of COTI. If you want that type of video, comment below, we can make that. But from a technical perspective, we ran up and we got rejected a few times at the 66 cent mark. Let me flick back to the 4-hourly. So we started heading down this channel, and in this channel I mentioned that if we get to the downside, I'm buying in this zone because I had a strong feeling we're going to bounce off this strong support at 49. Now, I did mention if we get a breakout, you get your measured move at 62, and we've just broken out, which is absolutely fantastic. If I show you on the hourly, you've had your break out of this downward wedge, and your target now is to recover back to 62. Okay, so these are the small battles we need to win for COTI. And if you took this breakout trade, that's a 13% move just there on that breakout trade. Okay, so if we can head higher here, you want to create a higher high above the 62 mark, which is where your target would take you to just above 62, 63. And we need to go and test this 66 level with some solid volume before we can head higher towards our 81 price target from the cup and handle pattern. Okay, so this is very normal in asset classes and technical analysis. You will get these psychological levels, such as this one here, where you've got the 66 level, which for whatever reason COTI is struggling to break. And it's not an issue, it just means you need a few attempts at it. But when you do break it, you break it with more conviction because you took your time, right? COTI's created this floor here, and the price has not fallen yet under 49 for a while. You'd have to go back to September here. So we've managed to stay above it on the 4-hourly chart quite well here, which gives us confidence that we can head higher. Now, naturally, this is going to be helped by Bitcoin, which is on an absolute tear right now. We see Bitcoin just ticked, as I'm recording, over 50, and you can see we mentioned that we were going to get a cup and handle pattern on the bearish case, but on the bullish case we mentioned we could just run up, and that's exactly what happened here. So we were prepared for the cup and handle pattern, but there was no need for it because on the daily candle you can see we've had some strong 3 days here now. And if I switch over to the 4-hourly, you can see exactly what's going on right there. So this is exactly that 47,850 mark, which I called a long time ago, even before this breakout here. I said this 47,850 mark is going to be very hard to beat, and it was. Look how many 4-hourly candles we struggled with, up and down, up and down, up and down. Finally here, we got the breakout. Strong breakout with strong volume, which you can see, and that got a clean break up, and now it's heading from strength to strength. I don't think this $50,000 mark is going to be easy to break. I'll be very surprised if we just continue to head higher here without a little correction back down to 47,850 or somewhere in between. So I expect a little bit of calling off, maybe even up to the ribbon, if the ribbon extends to about here, 48, maybe even 47,850 at the yellow line, and then head higher. I'll be very surprised if we just carry straight on like this this above. And even if we did, I'd be worried that we're more vulnerable to a correction. So you know my investing style. I want things to go up slow and steady. I mean, I know it's fun to have these amazing breakouts, but then you just have to take the volatility on the downside as well. Reminding you of where we are on Bitcoin. We had this downward wedge. We broke out of the wedge. The target of breaking out of this, the technical target of breaking out of this wedge is a $54,000 Bitcoin. And we're well on our way to doing that. We've just reached the 50,000 mark. You can see if you place this trade at the point of breakout on Bitcoin, you are up 14% on your Bitcoin, which is no mean feat at all on, you know, the biggest crypto on the market with the highest market cap. So still a way to go before the 54,000 mark. I don't feel like we're going to get there that easily. I feel like there will be some corrections and some resistance, just like I mean, in the great scheme of things, when you look at it on the daily, it was only 1 day of resistance at 47,850, but I can see the same, if not slightly more, happening at 50,000. Now, naturally, if we get some macroeconomic fundamental catalysts that can help, you know, we're expecting inflation readings next week. That could have an impact on where Bitcoin heads, or it may just make its move before then. We just have to find out. But yeah, that's the kind of first level. I wouldn't be surprised. Even at the top of the wedge here, you got a 57 mark, which could be a resistance before the 54 mark as well. Okay, so those are the points to look out for on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Solana. Solana got the exact calling off on the EMA ribbon, bouncing back up. As you can see, it's getting a little resistance from the 169, 170 mark and just kind of tick down. Needs to build some momentum, create a higher low. So you don't want it to fall as low as it did this time, just maybe something here, and that will help it carry on its uptrend. Let's take a look at Luna. Luna going from absolute strength to strength. This is on the daily chart. You can just see Luna's on an absolute tear. I wouldn't mind it calling off a little bit. Let's look at the 4-hourly. Yep, good. It's coming down, calling off a little bit. Let's come test the EMA and let's head higher on a nice strong uptrend on Luna. Great layer one platform to be involved in. Let's look at Algorand. So Algorand, again, well on our way to hitting our price target, right? We hit our first price target at $2.05, and exactly what would happen, we said this in the previous video, do not, so that was our first price target when you break out of this bearish pattern. To recap for everybody that missed those videos, your first target when you enter this bearish wedge and you break out to the upside, your first target is the top of the wedge here, which is your $2.05 mark. Okay, we met that. We broke out from here and we met our $2.05 mark. Your next target is now to head up to $2.24, which is ironically where we have a resistance level. Now you don't have to go there straight away. You can see we've cooled off a little bit. We came back and tested this high on the wedge here, which you can see here. We've just come back and tested that, and now we can get the momentum to push higher, break through $2.13 and try head higher to $2.24. So this is perfectly normal. This is a good calling off after it's been on a good number. These are a lot of 4-hourly candles it's been running for. It's good to get a couple calling off and then try again running. Okay, so happy with where Algorand's heading on this chart, and still a long way to go for Algorand to reach its $2.24 target and then head higher to $2.55 for its local all-time high. Okay, so there you have it, guys. There was a quick update. Just wanted to get this to you guys really quickly because COTI is breaking out right now. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in trading this is an opportunity for you. Only trade with what you're willing to lose. And obviously place your stop losses and be sensible. This is not financial advice, but you've got COTI breaking out of its downward wedge with a price target of 62. We could get a fake out. So normally what I like to do is when you get this type of trade, you wait to see if you get a fake out. So you get a retest on the wedge and then you bounce higher. So don't be surprised if you see that. But at the same time, sometimes it can just ride up. So what you often do is you place half your position, you wait for it to retest, place your other half, and then you keep going. Okay, so there you go, guys. Good news for COTI. I mean, this downward wedge was a bit worrying here. We were on the downward wedge for how long? That goes back to 29. So 4 or 5 days. We're on this downward channel now. Good to see us breaking out. Let's get some momentum higher, and we've got to break this 66 mark now. That is the big test for COTI, and then we're in green space, right? Then we're literally in uncharted territory, and that's when you can get some crazy moves on COTI. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you like this type of content, then please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Comment below which other coins you want me to do TA on, or if you want to see more fundamentals, and I will surely see you in the next one.